Hello, this is JC from Real and Simulated Wars. We are today with the recently released Flashpoint campaign's Cold War. Apparently, we are here. I'm just playing a tutorial because I want to show you really very quick one of the great things that has been there for a while for the entire series, but every time I launch this game and now it is augmented with things that great things piling up out of great things. So it is a fantastic situation. So apparently, I'm here in one of the. I believe this is the Lorraine region in France, and I have this reinforced cavalry troop from the US, and well, it is August 11, 1989, and since this is a tutorial, I don't want to make too much of a tactical post about it, but the premise is very simple. We have here to take this bridge over there that is connected Bessange La Petite and Jubilees. So, sorry for the pronunciation, my French. Pardon my French, as they say. But, well, this is the headquarters unit. It is the troop itself has two platoons of tanks and two platoons of M3A2s Bradley vehicles. They are separated in sections of 4 because it turns out that the platoon for the cavalry troops, the reconnaissance troops, they have this gigantic M3 12 vehicles platoon. So the scenario designers decided to split it in several sections. That's why they have 4, because it's an organizational type of thing. But you can inspect, as usually, in the right part of the screen. You have the order of battle, and you can start navigating through the different parts, and you can browse, etc., etc. This is a very nice interface. Oh, that's a mortar unit. We do have mortars, and we are reinforced too with a helicopter, an attack helicopter, an AH-64, and we have how many tubes? 8 tubes of artillery, self-propelled artillery, which is gonna come in handy to canalize the movement of the enemy, if not to kill. But I'm diverging already. Let's go into our order of battle. So what I want to do, I want to show you dynamic order of battles in Flashpoint campaigns. Again, this is nothing new, has been there for a while, has been like from 15 years ago, and well, it is a very useful thing, and let me show you why I'm such a fan of this feature. I selected this section number 6, and I'm gonna group it. I'm gonna kind of make it subordinate of section number 5. So to do that, I just grab the unit here in the order of battle and drop it inside the 5th, and you see now that the 5th section is the headquarters. And now look how they changed color. They have a different color than the other units. That's because, well, they're a team now. And I'm going to do the same with 4. I'm going to group it with number 3. Again, another color. And then number 2, I'm going to group it with number 1. And the 2 platoons of tanks, I want to put them together because they're basically, they're going to be part of the main effort. So I want to have them together, as Guderian used to say, always punch with a closed fist, don't slap them with an open hand. So I'm going to have them together. So 8 is going to go with that one. Note the little halo that the unit has now. It's kind of purple type of color. The mortar is going to be kept individual, the same the RT. And well, that's basically it. So what this allows me, it is a lot of maintenance things to avoid excessive clicking. Of course you have the flexibility to leave them all together and alone, and that is no problem at all. But for instance, you can set, let's select the unit and its subordinates. I'm talking about this guy over here. If you select both, you see how they are both highlighted there. And I'm going to set an SOP as a recon unit to silently screen and do not fight. You see how that SOP can be, it's going to apply to both members of the team. So there you go. That is great. I can do the same for these other units. Select all units in the group, and I'm gonna give them an SOP of recon silently, and you have a description of the SOP over there. So this is just awesome. Select all units. I'm gonna set the SOP as recon. See, again, I get both, and then I'm gonna do the same for the tanks, but I'm gonna give some teeth to the tanks since they have better armor. I want them to be mostly for attacking. So, oh, look at that. They're already selected as the main effort. But anyway, this is just about the SOP. So I am going to put the screen and fight, because range can be a kind of a murder weapon for the Soviets. If the Soviets get too close, the units are going to be really in bad shape. So when it comes to SOPs, great feature again. And now let me show you. I select the group, and I can move as a formation, which is fantastic. I'm going to give them a move hasty type of order, and I'm going to ask them to move over there. Not very cool to be on the crest, but again, they're like a recon screen for everybody. And What else? I am going to select the group, move as a formation, and we're a bit on a rush, so we're going to move them south. There is quite an amount of terrain to cover, so mind you, I'm going to have them moving towards this area here. I just want to make sure that not the entire front, but you see there is this main avenue of approach that, well, the enemy can do many different things. So my rationale behind that, it is that I just want them to be able to that my formation has a, you know, the scope and the width to cover all this terrain. So we are going to move as a formation, as a hasty column. We're going to give them a bit of that, and these guys are going to be moving to the south, approximately right there, and they're going to screen. And of course, our main force, the tanks, are going to be moving towards an intermediate position until I can develop the situation, and making sure that I'm committing my tanks, which is my main killer unit, to be able to develop the situation itself. So now you press proceed, and well, you already know about the decision cycles. Our decision cycle is 10 minutes, which means that every 10 minutes we get a chance to issue orders or to change orders. And the enemy has a total of 18, which makes them less agile. And that's why, you know, we're in a distinctive advantage right now. So as soon as I get that helicopter positioned somewhere around here, let's hope that with this with its sensors is able to see anywhere further. I'm gonna do something very risky, which is to move our headquarters right in the middle, almost defenseless. They don't have a guard or anything like that. And I'm going to ask them to kind of screen, which is a very good order for cavalry units. And then we're going to move our mortars a bit further, just in case. We're anticipating some contact, of course. The enemy must be rushing towards that waypoint. I wish I could be more daring and to have, like, you know, a mad, almost like a thunder run towards the bridge and hold there, but I don't believe I have the assets. The enemy usually shows up with a lot of tanks. The Bradleys can hold a bit against them, but you know, not do not trust that. I'm gonna ask the mortar finishing up to be on call after that, and then the cycle continues. Beautiful movement, and we're pretty much in good shape right now still, but there is no contact. That is a bit scary. I wonder what my helicopter can see. For that, you can use the LOS, line of sight tool. It turns out that they cannot see the bridge from that position, so it is time to move them a bit down towards this area. And they're going to have a screen mission. Everybody else is moving accordingly. So, oh, there is this thing that I wanted to show you, which is, let's suppose you have these two units, headquarters and whatnot. If you click in here, you right click, you can edit the waypoint in several ways. You have a list of different things, the unit composition and whatnot. But what I want to show you, it is that, what X is this? 719. You see, this is X324, and these guys, the one that has been highlighted right now, is going to arrive at 731. If you want some sort of coordination, what you can do, you can move that movement, can delay a little bit by adding some extra time. Let's say that I want them to be there at 7:45. This is just done for fancies, not that I want to delay my recon. Definitely not a good thing. You can also do the same, add some delay and go to 750, just in case, for those times where you have to coordinate an assault and whatnot. You can take care of that arrival on time by using these type of delays. I never used it in Flashpoint. Maybe it was there before. I'm not saying anything against that, but helicopter is moving down. Oh, there we go. So the situation is quite predictable right now. We have a main column of enemy vehicles. We have these T-64s that has just moved in. They have taken the breach, and now they're deploying. They're kind of, I suppose, deploying for defense or continue the offensive. I don't know. My main concern right now, it is to know when we're going to be able to determine exactly what is coming from the south. And for that, I'm going to be preparing a separate video, maybe starting from scratch, but you get the idea. So dynamic orders of battle are really very, very good, because you can articulate your defense and adapt it to any type of situation. Make sure too that your command structure is kind of preserved, because as soon as you start losing headquarters units, your decision cycle is gonna suffer. So make sure that when those losses start to happen, if you lose a headquarters unit, make sure to reattach the surviving subordinate unit to the headquarters. And depending how far the headquarters are, you will have a different outcome, of course. But this is all I wanted to say. I am, needless to say, I am going to be playing this a lot. I just wanted to explore a little bit of the tutorials, and well, very nice reading material. Well, I just was remembered of these type of features that this game has, which are very useful in combat, and hopefully will help you to be a better virtual commander. So I'm gonna plot a couple of orders here, and I'm gonna put like not a blocking position, but I'm gonna redeploy these guys here. They don't have too much of a chance to survive. And well, I'm going to move my tank team to basically hit the chops of the enemy formation. So let's do a hasty move. Let's ask them to hold. I always check that both units have received the orders. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take like 15 minutes to get there, since this hasty movement. Hopefully we're going to be able to do it in time. So I will just run this, and this is gonna be the end of the video for today. Let's start a great gaming weekend wherever you are and whatever you are playing. This one I do recommend. Thank you very much for your attention. So let's run this, and I'm going to be bugging out.